because there are 5 layers we're working towards, the 5 koshas, where eventually we'll get to Atman. Atman is really what the yogis call the soul or our spirit, where we can reside in that being a little bit more. The only way I think to reside in that being and connect to it is to slow down. It doesn't happen when we're doing and we're active. And yeah, it's an interesting thing. I think we have to give ourselves permission to actually slow down sometimes, to actually turn off, switch off and say, you know what, I'm going to chill out. And so it's good to give ourselves permission to do that. I have to do that quite often. Just turn that, button off, switch from time to time. So our practice is going to be about breathing, opening the heart space. Okay, we'll be having a little bit of fun with some back bends today, and you'll have lots of options. And always, as always, take care of yourselves and make sure that you're doing something that fits you. All right, but I will give you options. And we're going to be starting more in a kind of a yin-like position where we can just go in, breathe, and feel a stretch. And we'll start off seated. So you might want to bring yourself onto a seat, onto a cushion. And we'll start off in a kind of what we would call in yoga a sort of a wide diamond shape, if you like, Baddha Konasana. And from the side, it's a forward fold that we take. I've got a bolster here as well, and I've got a belt actually, which we need for our practice today as well. So if I didn't say that already, you might want to grab that. We're literally just going to fold forwards, okay? So the cushion here is to elevate your seat so you can get the rotation of the hip to make that forward fold. If you find normally when you're seated and you try and come forwards and you tend to flex your spine, then that's an indication you just need a bit of lift for your pelvis, and that helps you to bring your torso forwards. And then there's several options when you get here. One of them is to interlace and thread the toes and the palms, interlacing the fingers, bowing your head, and just really letting that head hang. And there's a few things going on. We've got a mild stretch going on in the inner border of the thighs. You might feel this a little bit in your lower back. And if you felt like having support, you could even add a bolster. Rest your elbows, and maybe you bring the thumbs to the third eye. That is a really lovely position. Now, to get the feeling of lengthening the lower back, which might be stiffer in the morning, I would say it's useful to just gently use your abdominal wall to hug in, and that will support and give you space in your lower back. But you explore what feels good in your body, and then just turn your mind in and just breathe. We're going to stay here for a minute or so, settling and breathing, letting the mind be calm. So it's a conscious breath. It's not the breathing that is just going on under the layer of our awareness. This is mindful breath. And you can start to bring ujjayi breathing, which will help you to really stay connected so that you can feel the texture of the breath. And you can hear the sound of your breath. If you can deepen the breath just a little bit more, what you might start to feel is almost this kind of, almost this massaging action that happens inside the body. And you can think of the breath as this prana as a kind of a lubricating, if you like, substance that starts to melt connective tissue a little bit. That starts to smooth and soothe the muscles a little bit. And what you might start to feel is a bit more give in the body, and it might mean that you come down a little bit lower into the next stage of openness, movement, flexibility. In yin, what we call this is this edge. You're meeting an edge where you feel something, a stretch in the body. We're never going into pain, and it can feel like a discomfort, but that's okay because we can work with discomfort. But we're using our experience of being in the pose, our understanding and our knowledge, to know how far to go. We know if we're going into pain because we're observing ahimsa, we don't want to go beyond. This ability here, in order to discern that, is very much linked to Vijnamaya Kosha, which is the next level beyond the mind, which is a little bit more reactionary. But Vijnamaya Kosha is more what we call the intellect or the wisdom body. It's where we discern and we make judgment. And I don't mean we're judging, I mean we're able to make choices based on our experience and our inner wisdom of knowing what's right for us. So just breathing slowly, deeply, feeling perhaps that bit more tension, stiffness can melt. And we're going to take 3 more rounds of breath right here. Two more breaths, just listening, feeling, hearing. And then 1 more breath. Just bringing aware to the open space in your back. And then when you're ready, you can plant your hands down onto the ground and just walk yourself up. Upright. Good. And if you were leaning on some props, you can set that to the side for a moment. Bring your hands back behind you. Just lift your chest. And then we're going to bring the knees together, walk the feet apart so they're hip width, plant the palms down, lean back into the hands. We're actually going to lift up into reverse tabletop. So plant the feet down as you inhale, push into the hands and just lift the hips up a little. Now we'll do this 2 more times. Coordinating breath with your movement. 1 more time. And then as you get to the top, if you can sustain it for a breath or 2. But if you feel like you need to come down, that's fine. But if you're holding it, just breathe and squeeze the glutes together. Lift the hip points up, lengthen through the front of the body. Relax the chin in a little, or you look up at the sky. As you exhale, come back down, chin in and gather. And just pause there, stretching your legs straight out. So 1 more thing to attend to before we start to move a little, and that is we're going to be using this bolster or a couple of cushions or even a pillow if you've got that to rest back. Now, because we're going to be still, it's a little bit colder today, please feel free to have your socks on and grab a blanket and just cover yourselves. And we're going to rest back and open up the chest. And then we're going to move in some sun salutations. If you need some support underneath your head, you can grab yourself a cushion. I'm going to do that today. Chin is in, back of the neck is long, my head is supported. I'm just going to wiggle in. I'm going to take my feet wide and the knees, allow them to come together and extend the arms out wide with the palms facing up. And then just rock a little bit so that you can make space for those shoulder blades. And if you're on a bolster like I am, what you'll feel is that your scapulars kind of wrap around the bolster. If you are on cushions, you'll just feel the lift of the back of the shoulder blades. And the chest is really spread and nice and open here. And we're going to stay for about a minute or so, just breathing. And again, it's conscious breath, and we're taking the breath all the way down, deep down to the base of the lungs. It feels like the breath is pouring into the torso, the belly. You might even sense it goes all the way down into the pelvis. And as you connect with the lower ribs and feel or know that the diaphragm is connected all the way around, you can sense that muscle stretching, opening, softening. So we're using the prop behind the shoulders, the chest, the back of the lungs to lift the rib cage, opening up through those intercostal muscles, rib spaces, so that we can get more breath in. And I'm going to invite you to breathe in really, really slowly and imagine you're breathing in slow motion. And then to help us do that, we'll work with some ratio breathing. So we're going to work with 4, 2, 6, 2. So I'll count us in. So get ready. We're going to breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 2, 1. Exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 2, 1. Exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Continue just a couple more rounds on your own with that count. Inhaling for 4, holding for 2, and exhaling for 6, holding for 2. Once you finish that second round, just let the breath just pour in, that lovely slow motion breath. And I really start to sense that maybe you've got a bit more space. And curiously, can you discern and feel whether one of your lungs is more open than the other? This is a real curiosity. I can feel that in my body. I can feel I can breathe more into my left lung than my right for some reason, right? It's curious. Can you feel that in your body? So when we start to slow down and we pay attention, we breathe, we can start to feel what's going on. We gain a little bit more information and knowledge of what's happening. And that information will inform us to how we take action, how we feel, how we think. And then our wisdom body, Vijnamaya, is linked into intention. So we're going to roll onto our side and come up to sit and pause. Bring your hands to your heart. And I'm going to ask you to link into all your layers of your koshas. And just notice where you really need to pay attention today. Maybe give a bit of extra TLC. Set an intention for your practice. deep breath. Be aware of the entire circumference of your body. Feel like you can breathe into all parts and connect everywhere consciously to all parts of being. And really notice the quality of that connection. Very nice. Open your eyes. Let's come to stand. I'm going to be doing a little vinyasa here that helps us to open up into a little back bend, but the principle of back bends is always the same. The legs are really nice and firm, and actually the back bend we'd like to experience is not in the lower back, but really from the top part, your thoracic spine, and from the base of the sternum up. That's really where we want to develop the back bend. So if ever you feel it sticking in the lower back, just firm up through your core and engage the bandhas a little bit more. That will help. All right. So what we're going to do first of all here is firm up through a samasthiti, and then bring your hands to your heart and lift the chest up towards the thumbs, lift the hip points into the body and lengthen the tailbone down. This is your very gentle back bend to start. Just feel that, okay? And then as you inhale, lift the arms up to stretch up. That's going to help just to expand and lift your spine a little bit further. Frame your head with your arms. And then as you exhale, drawing your bandhas in, fold into a forward fold. Let your head hang here into Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, let your spine lengthen. And then we're going to rise with strong legs, reach the arms up high. Palms touch, exhale, hands to the heart, and release the hands down. Let's repeat that. So firm up your bandhas, strong in your legs. Bring the hands to the heart, thumbs to your sternum. Lift as you inhale. Reach the arms all the way up to develop your back bend. Hip points into the body, tailbone lengthens. Exhale, fold. That brings you into your Uttanasana. Hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. We're going to rise with the arms lifting up and wide to stand. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's repeat that one more time. So engage the bandhas first. Be nice and steady on your feet. Inhale, lift your chest. Hip points lift in, lift the arms. Frame the ears, back bend. Exhale, you forward fold. Hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Press the palms down, step back to plank or a half plank. And inhale in your plank. If you're feeling really strong and you want to feel the power of this pose, you stay for an extra breath. If not, knees down. If not, all the way down to the belly and the chest. And we're going to hold it here for one more breath. Breathing in. And exhale. One more inhale, and then we're going to come all the way down onto the belly, onto the chest. So you might do this with the knees first and roll all the way down as though you're snaking down in reverse. Now firm up the legs strongly to the point where the kneecaps lift. Engage your thighs. Hug the belly in, and as you inhale, float the chest up. Lift. Look forwards. And there's hugging those elbows back so the shoulder heads are moving away from the ears. Keep the legs nice and strong, pressing the pubic bone down. And take one more deep breath. Exhale, roll your chest back down, chin touches, tuck your toes, push into the ground and lift your hips towards your heels. Come up into your first downward facing dog. Keeping the hands spread, the fingers spread wide, chin in, start to walk your feet. Steady with your ujjayi. And then come to stillness. Push into the mat and press your hips up and back. On the inhale, we'll lift our heels up high, high heel dog. Notice if the hips have come forward. So press your thighs back and lift the hip points into the body. That will help you to lengthen your spine. Exhale, try and sink the heels down towards the mat. Inhale, we lift the heels up into a high heel, lengthening the tailbone back at the same time. And then sink your heels down on the exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, high heel dog. Keep pushing through the hands to keep lengthening through your lower back. Very good. Inhale, bend the knees, look forwards, stepping or walking. Top of the mat, hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. We're going to rise all the way to stand, breathing in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Come back to Samasthiti, your mountain pose, hands down. Firm up your bandhas, palms in Namaste Mudra, Anjali Mudra at the heart, thumbs touch. Inhale, lift the chest. Good. Firm up your base, lift the arms up, increase your back bend if you want to. Exhale, fold, hugging the belly in. Notice that your core is engaged. Hands to shins, inhale, halfway lift, step back to plank. Coming all the way down onto the ground if you need to, just hold it here. And just draw the wrists back a little bit as you bring your collarbones forwards. I'm going to hold it here for one more breath. Actively press the ground away strongly, that firms up the front body. Inhale. And as you exhale, come down onto the knees, release the toes down, push on the tops of the feet and roll your spine, your legs, your chest, your belly down. Chin touches, inhale, cobra pose, firming up those legs. Take a deep breath in, feel the buoyancy in the chest. Elbows hug in, close to the ribs. One more breath. Strong legs. Good. Tuck the toes, press back, push into the hands. Downward facing dog, chin in. Lifting those hips up high. And as you inhale, lift the heels, high heel dog. Push into the hands as you exhale, draw the heels down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the heels, high heel dog. So you're actively pressing into the hands as you do this. Exhale, heels down. One more. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, sink the heels. Good. Bend the knees, inhale. Walk, step, top of the mat. Hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. We're going to rise all the way to stand, lifting the arms. Exhale, hands to the heart. Well done. Good. Let's bring the toes and the heels together. We'll sit into a chair and come into a twist. So we're going to reach the arms up. So as you shift the weight back into the heels, lift the hip points into the body and then turn towards the right, left elbow on the outside. And revolve your ribs open, leaning away slightly, reaching the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the palms together. Inhale, firm up the base and lift your arms into a back bend. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, lift the arms. Draw the weight into the heel, twist to the left. Palms together. Inhale, split the arms. So you're lifting your torso away from the thighs. Exhale, bring the palms together and reach all the way up to stand in your back bend, lifting the hip points up, tailbone roots. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. So chin is in. Look to the top of the mat. Step back to your plank. Inhale your plank. Exhale all the way down, maybe knees first, just take your time, roll your body down. Good. Now this time we're going to take the arms back, Shalabhasana. Lift one leg up at a time, stretch it back, lengthen. Other leg, lift it. And press the pubic bone onto the mat, lift the belly button in. Now as you inhale, you're going to press your palms down and just lift the legs, just lengthen, as though someone has got hold of your ankles, and then pop them down. This time we'll just lift the chest. Inhale, walk the fingertips back, lift your chest, shoulder heads move away from the ears, lift your chest. Exhale, roll it down. Good. Firm up the legs, firm up your base. Lengthen the toes and just float them up off the ground a bit, just lengthening the legs. Not very high, you don't have to go high. And then bring the feet down. Walk the fingertips back, inhale, lift your chest. So we're going to do that one more time. Exhale, you roll down. So hopefully you're not feeling this in the lower back. You have to firm up the legs, think long, lift, lengthen. Good, exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift your chest, and then you're going to stay and lift the arms. Now from here, imagine someone's got hold of your toes, your ankles, and they're pulling you back, and you're lifting your chest. Now, if this is too much in the lower back, you have to firm up your glutes, by the way. Then you lower down a little bit and hold it here, inhaling. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down, tuck the toes, Chin in, press into the mat, lift your hips back, up into down dog. Very good. Now the right leg lifts up and back, we're going to rock forwards, knee to the nose. Just warming up here, moving plank. We'll do that 2 more times. So that's 2 and 3. And this time we keep that right leg lifted, bend the knee, open up through the hip, and let's flip the dog. So this is often called wild thing. Now you can bend your left knee. I've been giving you that option recently so that you've got stability to come into your back bend. This is a back bend, and it's kind of like a Vashisthasana side plank, but we're going to roll all the way back over. Right leg lifts. I'm going to step the right foot forwards. Good. Now take a moment just to fold. So step your back foot forwards, pyramid pose. And if you've got your blocks, bring them underneath the hands. Push into the blocks, lift your chest. Inhale, lengthen your spine, engage your core. Exhale, we're going to fold down. Inhale, we're going to lift, extend and lengthen your spine. Keep your bandhas engaged. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, lift your spine. Exhale, you fold, and you can stay. So there's various things you can do here. One of them is to keep your hands on the blocks and lift. The other one is to bring the fingertips back a little bit, bow down. If you're feeling like you want to work with a bit of balance and take the arms behind you, you can. Forearms or palms in reverse prayer. You might have to lift the chest up a little bit to get there. And then from here, you might be a little bit higher up, or you can start to bow down. So there's a few little options there for you. Whatever you choose, commit to and stay and breathe for 2 more rounds of breath. One more round of breath. Release the hands down. Inhale, lift the arms and rise up all the way up to stand. I'm going to turn, ground the back foot down as we come into warrior 2. So now stretching out through the hips. Very nice. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And this does feel like a nice little back bend just here. We're going to come into side angle and take the top arm up and over. Supported to begin with so you can get that nice long side body stretch. Take a deep breath in. Now we're going to wrap the left arm around us. And what you might do here is you might hold the inner right thigh if you can reach, and then just curl your chest back and lift your gaze up towards the sky if the head is okay. If not, you look on the horizon. Take a deep breath in. We're really opening up this corner of the chest here. Good. Really nice. Take a deep breath, look down, plant the palms down, come into your runner's lunge, step back to plank pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale all the way down. Cobra first. Firm up those legs. Inhale, lift your chest. Take your time. If you move with a breath, you don't have to rush. Exhale down. Slide the hands back. Shalabhasana, everything lifts. Now this time take the hands behind you and interlace, and you have an option here. You can rest the hands here, or you can press the palms away and stretch your shoulder heads back, lifting the legs. You don't have to lift up very high. Now breathe, inhale and exhale. Just one more, inhale. Release the hands on your exhale, chin in, tuck the toes, push into the ground and press back into your downward facing dog. I find if you move in that way after a back bend, that really just helps to get the spine long. Lift the left leg up and back. Rock forwards, knee to your nose. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, that's 2. Inhale. Exhale, that's 3. Now as you inhale, lift the left leg back, bend the knee, and just start to step that foot back behind you. Lifting into your wild thing. That's a gorgeous little back bend just there. Or you can make it more into a Vashisthasana side bend if you want. Okay, we're going to spin back around. Lift that left leg up and step it forwards, coming into Pajvakonasana. So this is our pyramid pose. And we bring the blocks underneath the hands. The back heel might lift up sometimes, but if you can plant it down, do, and the toes turn out around 45 degrees, 30 degrees or so. It's fine. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen your spine, engage through the bandhas. Exhale, fold. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhaling, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. So we're really just lengthening out, stretching, everything. Now you have your options here. You can stay. You can lift up a little bit high. You can just bring the forearms back. You have to use and engage your core. You can bring the palms into reverse prayer. And wherever you are, just stay for 2 more breaths. Inhaling. Full breath in. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Release the hands down, bending into that left knee. And we'll just take a little vinyasa here. So either a chaturanga or a half chaturanga or cobra. Or up dog. And we'll come into downward facing dog. Very nice. Now pausing there, lifting the heels up high, pressing the thighs back. Just lengthen through your spine and stay for 2 more breaths. Breathing into the palms, inhale. Exhale, sink the heels down. Inhale, breathe into the palms, push into the ground. Exhale, sink the heels down. Good. Inhale, bend the knees. You might do a little hop this time. Maybe hop to the top of the mat as you exhale. Hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. Inhale. We're going to rise all the way to stand. Hands to the heart. Just noticing that quality of that back bend as you came back up. Hopefully it feels a bit freer. Now we're going to move a little bit quicker. 1 breath, 1 movement. Bring the toes and the heels together, a little bit similar to what we did. So sit into your chair, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Palms in prayer. Inhale, split the arms. Exhale, bring the palms back. Inhale, rise, back bend. Sit down into your chair. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, twist to the left. Good. Inhale, arms split. Exhale, bring the palms together. Inhale, rise into your back bend with a firm base. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, chin in, lengthen your spine, step back to plank. Inhale in your plank, all the way down, either through the knees or in one piece, chin touches, cobra, inhale, lift. Exhale, roll it down, get ready for Shalabhasana, firm up your legs, take your time, nice and strong, inhale, lift. Exhale, hands down, tuck the toes, press back, chin in, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, rock it forwards, knee to your nose. We repeat 2 more times. Exhale, second one. That's the third one. Inhale, lift, bend the knee. Roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. You can come into your wild thing. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, spin back around. Right foot steps forward. Bow down into your pyramid pose. Blocks underneath the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you bow down. Draw that right hip back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow. Bend into the right knee, plant the palms down, step back to plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale all the way down, take your time. Cobra locust, inhale, cobra. Exhale down, take the arms back. Inhale, locust. Exhale, palms next to your shoulders, chin in, press back to downward facing dog. Good, lifting your hips up and back, left leg lifts, moving plank. Exhale, knee to nose. We've got 2 more, inhale. That's 2. That's 3. Excellent, good. Lift the left leg up, bend the knee, open up through the hip, turn into your flip the dog. Come back around as you inhale. Step it forwards as you exhale. Bring the hands to your blocks for pyramid pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the left knee. Plant the palms straight down for one vinyasa of your choice. Step back plank. Inhale. Maybe a half a chaturanga. Maybe an up dog or a cobra. Press back to your downward facing dog. And then bring the knees down onto the mat. Come into a child's pose and bring the arms all the way back. Embryo. Forehead onto the mat, third eye, and just pause. So discernment and judgment really occur when we stop, we pause. When we go fast, we react, and we're more in Manomaya Kosha, the mind space. It wants to react. But when we take time, we can just absorb, we can cogitate, we can digest, we can discern. So just take your time to absorb that flow. Let it settle into the body. We're not going beyond our limits. And we're choosing wisely what we feel is best for us in our practice. These are suggestions, but you can always do what your body tells you as well. So stretch your arms forwards. And as you inhale, just draw the hands back a little bit here and just rise up. Okay. We are going to have fun with a standing balancing pose that's going to be leading towards a standing back bend. But we're going to go in stages and we will use our belt. But just go as far as you need to. We'll start off with kind of what we call a sort of a thigh stretch or a runner stretch. But you're going to come up to stand and then grab your belt. Now, just a little heads up, if you're using your belt, make a little loop first of all, because when it comes to using the belt for our dancers, you'll already have it ready. Just a little loop like this. Don't know if you can see. Okay. First of all, we'll just get into the setup for the back bend and remembering it's happening from thoracic, not in the lower back, which is very easy to do because it's quite mobile there. I'm going to turn so you can see my right leg. Now, what we're going to do first of all is engage the bundas, and then you're just going to bend your right knee and catch hold of the foot. Now, some of you might be able to hold with both hands. Now, engaging through the bundas, the hip points are lifting into the body, and now foot is to bum, right now, and you're getting a good quad stretch. Now, start to press the foot away, so you're expanding through the chest just a little. And there is a mild back bend, obviously a balancing point here, so don't worry about wobbles. And we're finding the exact fulcrum here, where you're pressing the foot into the hand and pulling the hands in, and that supports you just as you are. Now, once you've got your balance, just pause and breathe and hold it here. One more breath, inhale. Good. Now, see if you can bring the heel to the bum. Relax the hip points up into the body and release the foot down. And we'll take a forward fold. Bring the hands to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, dive in and fold. And just wrap your arms around the calves and just hang here. That really helps to traction your spine. So any stiffness, any jarring, anything that got a little bit stuck there, you can just eke it out, okay? And just relax. Breathe. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk the hands up and come up to stand. We'll do the other side. So I'm just going to turn around so you can see the side I'm working on. So this time we bend the left knee, engage the bandhas strongly. It might be that you're just working with holding with one hand, that's fine. Lift the hip points up into the body, and when you're ready, you're moving the heel away from the bum. And this action starts to bring the back bend in. Well, it's the start of the dancer's pose, which we'll explore in a minute. Okay, so you're pushing the foot back into the hand, and lower back is fine. You're lifting the hip points in, pause and breathe. And then bring the foot back into the bum. Lift the hip points up, release your foot down, bring the hands to the hips. And as you draw the belly back, forward fold. Chin is in, let the head hang, soften through the knees. Wrap your arms behind your calves and just dangle here for a breath. Really good. Then bring your hands to your shins, lift your head, walk the hands, come all the way up, curling your spine up. Good. Now we're ready to do the dancer's pose. We're going to be using a belt today. Now this might feel a bit odd, and if you want to hold on to something with your left hand, you can. But we're literally going to take a loop around balls of the right toes. And if I turn so my right side is facing you, what we're going to do is take the foot back and bend it like you just did. And then you're going to just take your strap over your shoulder, okay? Now bring the knees together, lift the hip points up to the body, and then bring your elbows up towards the sky and the hands to behind your head. You're hugging those forearms in, and then let's see if we can push the foot into the strap and walk the hands along the strap. You're keeping your right inner thigh in towards the midline. Keep pressing the foot back, and then your chest leans forward. This could be enough for you here. That would be absolutely fine. This is your dancers. Good. Now that knee wants to splay out to the side, don't let it. So you wrap the inner thigh in. Maybe you lift the foot up a little bit higher. Good. Pause for a breath. And then inhale, rise up, release the strap. See how you got on? Forward fold. It can be strong on the back here. So take your feet a bit wider, hold the elbows in the palms and just sway a little bit from side to side. Good, and just stretch everything out. It's a really strong pose. Bring the hands to the shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold, chin is in, and then inhale, rise strongly to stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll do the other side. Of course, we've got a prop here that we're using, so that is something else we've got to contend with. Loop the left toes there. Now just go slow, there's never any rush. You can hold on to something with your right hand or bring the right hand to your hip. The first thing is engage the bandhas, bend your left knee in, foot to bum, and then lift the elbows up towards the sky. You're holding the strap, walking the hands down, and then as you press into the strap, you're in your back bend. This is dancer's pose right here. There's no need to go deep. You could be a little bit more upright, but feeling the chest expanding. We're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, and you're actively pressing the foot away from the bum for 1, and then inhale, rise back up to stand. Release the strap. Let go of that. Bring your feet a little bit wider, and then rolling over your hips, fold. Take hold of the elbows, soften through the knees, and just let yourself sway from side to side. Good. Release that. Just hang here. Chin is in. You can shake your head. No, no, no. And then we're going to come to a squat Malasana. So come right down. Elbows on the inside of the knees, thumbs to your heart space. Just take a moment and process all of that. And see how that was for you. Just close your eyes and go in. Thumbs to your heart. Take a few slow breaths in, lift the hip points into the body, root the tailbone down. Press the elbows to the knees, knees to elbows, and lift up through the crown. This is Malasana, garland pose, deep squat, yogi squat. Very, very nice. Well done. Excellent. Good. Okay, so we're going to sit down onto our hips and come back to what we did at the beginning, bringing the soles of the feet together. But this time, see if you can draw the heels in. This is Baddha Konasana. If you find you're rolling back, bring that cushion beneath the hips and lift up through your chest. Okay, it doesn't matter if the feet are forwards a little bit more, you could be holding the ankles. Lifting up through the crown, just take a moment to feel the quality and feeling in your body, in your back, in your spine. Just breathe, sinking those sit bones down, you lift up through your crown. Now let's extend the left leg forwards, bringing the sole of your right foot on the inseam of your left leg as though you were doing tree pose. We're going to reach the arms up. This is head to knee, Janu Shishasana. Curl the left toes towards you and reach forwards with the arms. Of course, if you need to pad that right knee, you do. Walking the hands forwards, lift the chest, inhale. Exhale, soften. And you might do that incrementally, lifting and lengthening on the inhale. Exhale, you bow down, you soften. Back of the leg is pressing down onto the mat. Hips are rooted, down, the pelvis is rooted. And then feel that your spine is lengthening and extending out from the hips. Deep breath in. And just feel that maybe you've got a little bit more opening in the back and a bit more stretch in those back muscles. Good, really nice. Now we're going to come out, so press your palms down on the mat, lift your head as you inhale and release your right leg forwards. Come into Dandasana. So we're going to do what we did the other day. Just shuffle your hips back a little bit for a Vashisthasana side plank, and it's up to you whether you come up or not. You can just do the twist. We're going to lift the arms up. Turn to your left and plant palms down, turning your left fingertips to face backwards. We're going to roll on the outer edge of the left foot. If this is too much, you can plant your right foot forwards, or you stay in your twist. You could stack your right foot on top of the left and lift the hips up and reach the top arm up towards the sky. You're in your side plank. Take a deep breath in, maybe lifting that right leg up. Maybe you catch hold of the big toe. And if you lose your balance, it doesn't matter. You pop the foot down and we sit back down into Dandasana. Interlace the fingers in front of you. Turn the palms away, stretch, lift the arms up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we turn to the right fingertips facing back, rolling onto the right outer foot, lifting up into our Vashisthasana, stacking the left foot behind or in front. Take a deep breath. Maybe you lift, you bind. Take a deep breath in and then come all the way back down to sit, Dandasana. Interlace and thread the fingers, press the palms forward, lift the arms up. Good. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now from here, we're going to roll all the way down to lie down on our backs. And we're going to do actually a really nice restorative back bend. I thought we might do something stronger, but actually today, let's just do something a bit kinder. So you might need your brick, a bolster, or even a cushion. So rolling back, working with your core, a little bit of core work here. Good. Nice. And then maybe coming into a half boat. A half boat is where you'll lift your legs. Your lower back comes down, but your shoulders are lifted. A little bit of core work here. Now holding it here for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Suck the belly back. Concave your belly. 1 more breath. And then slowly lower the legs down, bring your head down, relax the arms beside you. And then bend your knees. You do need your brick beside you. Good. Take the arms out wide and just let your back settle. Take a deep breath in. Now hopefully what our yoga practice allows us to do is to have those moments of pause is to be able to see. It's the Vijnamaya Kosha is the witness. It's the one that sees without judging, right? Without criticizing ourselves, like the mind might do. Now we're going to do a supported back bend here. Lift up your hips. Up to you which level of block, but I'm going to suggest that you either take the flat edge of the block or the long edge. And then as you lift your hips up, pressing into the feet, just make a nice little support on the back of the pelvis onto your block. And then take the arms out wide. So make sure that the block is not on your muscles. It's just on that flat plate of your sacrum. Good. Take a deep breath in and just relax. Shoulders are nice and broad. Let's breathe into the heart chakra, front and back. So really Vijnamaya Kosha is about cultivating awareness. It's the awareness that allows to see what is going on. It sees the cause and the effect of things, from the thoughts to what comes out in terms of our speech, to what happens in terms of our action. So we see cause and effect. Vijnamaya Kosha is the wisdom body. We can see whether we're being hurtful or harmful to ourselves or anyone else. We adjust our actions, our words and our thoughts accordingly. These are steps towards self-realization of who we really are, the Atman. We go beyond the trappings of the mind and we sit more in the seat of wisdom. And that's very much related to throat chakra, but also part of our heart space too. Now from here, you can bring your hands to beside you and press the palms down. And I want you to explore something here. It will really depend on where the position of your block is. Could you lift one leg up quite happily? Settle the shoulders back. Now if you feel like you've got a nice purchase here, you're going to lift the right leg up. And this should feel okay once you've got the right balance behind your pelvis. And we're actually in Viparita Karani. If you need to adjust the brick, you just bend your knees, pop the feet down, adjust the brick, and then lift the legs up. And we'll just pause here. It is slightly active in terms of that you have to keep your pelvis onto the brick, and the chest is lifted into a supported back bend. Once you're happy, we'll stay for 3 breaths. So breathing in. Nice little mantra here. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know I'm breathing out. Breathing in. I smile. Breathing out. I breathe out peace. So this is actually a meditation from Thich Nhat Hanh. Breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I breathe in peace. Breathing out, I smile. When you're ready, bend one knee at a time and just place the foot onto the mat. Bend the other knee, pop the foot onto the mat. And just pause there. Take a breath in. And then very, very slowly press into the feet as you inhale, lift the hips. And then just slide your prop out. Press into the feet a little bit more, lift the hip points up a little bit more. If you want to, you interlace your hands behind you and wrap the upper arm bones in, maybe walking the heels a little bit closer. And we're going to lift the heels up to make a bit of space and take a breath. Now, we're going to slide the arms out, lift the hip points up, let the belly button sink down to guide the upper spine down. rolling your spine down vertebra by vertebra. And when you get there to the bottom, just make sure that your shoulders have enough space and hug your knees in. Squeeze those knees in, wrap your arms around the shins and rock a little bit from side to side. Squeeze the knees in a little bit further, roll your head up, chin in towards the throat, and just roll up into a tight little ball here. Good. Now if you can wrap your arms all the way around, you'll bring your thumbs together at the third eye and just squeeze. And then release your hands behind you, interlacing the hands behind the head, and very lovingly guide your head back down. Let the elbows draw out to the sides, just pausing there. Take a deep breath in. If you're ready, keeping the chin in, just slide your hands out so that you're keeping traction in the neck. Extend the arms out wide, keeping the knees together, feet together. Roll your knees halfway to the right. And then inhale, come back to center, hugging the belly in. When you exhale, roll the knees a little bit to the left, halfway maybe. Inhale, come back to center. Let's do that one more time each side. So make sure you're doing this mindfully, so lower back is happy. And then plant the feet down onto the mat. Pausing there, stretch your legs out long. And we get ready for a Shavasana. Now, if you need to be warmer or more supported, place a bolster beneath your knees. Blanket over your body. A scarf over your head. And let the back of the body melt down onto the ground. So once you're ready, see if you can be as still as you can, not moving. Now with each exhalation, feel your body release into the ground, towards gravity just a bit more. Let the hemispheres of the brain sink down into the skull. Let the eyes sink into the socket. Face relax. Shoulders nice and broad. Shoulder head sitting back. Arms relaxing. Spine lengthening. Chest soft. Belly soft. Hips and pelvis relaxing. Legs. Knees. Ankles. Feet. Your whole being relaxing. We're going to rest quietly, silently for the next few minutes. So bringing your awareness back to where you are. Maintain your stillness, but let all of your senses feel your relaxation, your peace, your calm. Feeling the body resting on the ground. Listening to the sounds that are around. Taste in the mouth. Aromas, breath in the nostrils. The feeling of your eyes. Notice what you see. As you come back to the present from your relaxation and your peace, maybe just feeling that hum of energy flowing through your being, harmonizing, balancing, connecting. And then just pausing there, I'd like to read you a poem, and it's from Dana Forbes, and it's called The Soul's Whole Truth. Here with no audience but trees, let your heart speak freely, where the elders once gathered to pass an eagle feather round their sacred circle, hand to hand. Find your life's bold path and let it call you forward. Take the feather when it comes to you and dare to be transformed. As wings spread wide, rise above the treetops. Open sky inviting you into the soul's whole truth. Start to circle the hands and the feet. Start to introduce a little bit of movement back in. Stretching out your body. Take your time to come back up, and we'll prepare to close our practice together. So bringing your hands to your heart space, connecting into that inner wisdom of your Sankalpa. You might like to repeat it a few times just to resonate with your being. May it uplift your spirits. May it elevate you and all those around you too. Namaste.